Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for your #1 tips on relationship, mindset and lifestyle balances. Now, today we're going to be talking about how to find a healthy, loving relationship. A one that lasts, right? Not something that, goes in and out, on and off, something that actually lasts. So stay tuned because today I'm going to give you all the tips that I know, that I have experienced and learned and went through all these troubleshooting to find the right relationship, and it's going to be yours today. Now, first things first, what is the right relationship, right? Now, how come it's different from you to you to you to you? Because the thing is, all this ideal of a relationship is accumulated and gathered from our past experiences, from our parents as we were growing up, from family as we were growing up, friends as we were growing up, and we gather all the information that we think is ideal relationship or not so ideal, and we make it our own, right? And now using that information, we create an ideal of how we want a guy to be. So we want a guy to be tall, we want a guy to be, or a girl to be beautiful, we want a female to be, have a lovely career or amazing career, all these characteristics that we have for our ideal partner. However, sometimes it may not be exactly what you want because your head's thinking one thing, yes, I want that, that's perfect person for me, and your heart is actually thinking something else. So hence sometimes your head and your heart don't match, right? And tip #1. Now, we gotta stop doing this because a lot of people are still doing this. This is about stopping what you don't want, right? Okay, understand that you need to know what you don't want. However, if it's constantly what you talk about, like, I don't want a smoker, I don't want a cheater, I don't want someone who's not available, I don't want, right? And I commonly and very often I hear people say that, oh, I don't want a guy that's, can't commit to me. And these are the things that they constantly say in their mouth, knowing or unknowingly that you're actually saying it, right? And what happens is when you constantly talk about something that you don't want, your focus is actually on that. So you keep finding the people that are not available. You keep finding the people that can't commit. You keep finding the people that cheat, or a smoker, or like an alcoholic, or a drug addict, however it is, because that's what you're saying all the time, and that's what you're thinking all the time, and that attracts that type of people towards you, right? Like they say, like attracts like, right? So what you need to do is be aware of what you don't want. However, start focusing on something else. So what do you want instead? That's what you need to focus on. Now, this leads me to the next one. The next tip is about knowing what you want. Because this is one of the biggest ones, because a lot of people go out and they start, oh, I'll try you for a bit. Oh, I'm not too sure. I'll try you. Oh, that didn't quite work out. And it's like, it's that feeling that you get, maybe I should try. Oh, maybe if I try this, it'll work. Let's see how it goes. And this thing could last for how long? It could last for really long. It could last for, a few months. It could last for years. And you'll see how it goes for so long because there's no focus. And is this person really your ideal? Not really, right? So what you need to do is be aware of what you want in relationship. Now, I'm talking about in detail, right? Well, what do they do for a living, right? How does this person look like? How does it feel when you're around this person? How do you feel? How do they feel when they're around you? What are the hobbies they like? Entertainment, what are their, favorite activities to do? Write it all down. Write it all down and be aware of these things. And this list is for you to be aware of, and you to read, and you to recognize. So no one else needs to read. So as long as you know the points in detail, what it feels like to have this character or this person, your ideal, how it's meant to be. So when you go out and you see a person that is the person or not the person, you would know, right? So stay focused on that and have your list and know what you want. Now, this leads me to the next tip. This tip is about being focused. And I'm talking about focus, 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 right? Like I mentioned before, you could be going here and maybe, oh, you miss half of my ideas, or you meet, you know, maybe a little bit. Now I'm talking about following your list, right? Now, when you have your list, focus on that list. That list is, I know there's not going to be a person out there, and I'm telling you as well, there's not going to be that person out there that's going to be 100% perfect to your list. I mean, even 80, 70% of that list is like amazing, right? You know, and it's great because there's differences, right? If it matches everything, then there's nothing to improve, there's nothing to grow from, there's no, you know, things that you can learn, right, together. So if you have a bit of a difference where you guys can actually, you know, okay, cool, I love these parts from you, you're loyal, you're committed, you're understanding, you're trustworthy, wow. Now, we've got different interests, that's okay, right? Now we've got different goals, that's okay, you know, and as long as there's a lot of points that you meet in your list, that's the most important part. And staying focused, because you know, when someone comes and it's not according to your list or how you want it to be, I mean, you can test it out for a week or two to confirm the fact that they don't match your list. And if they don't, move on, right? That's what dating is about, to finding the right person. And you're not lingering in this relationship for a whole year, for 2 years, getting your emotion caught and maybe, you know, getting your feelings involved and then having to end it after a few years, right? This is after, you know, a few weeks, you know, do they, you know, there's a link with you? Do you feel connected with this? Does it match your list? And how do you feel with this person, right? And if it doesn't feel right and it doesn't match your list, and if it doesn't seem right, then maybe it's not right. Then it's kind of easy at this point for the both of you guys to kind of say, you know what, I think we should stay as friends, or hey, maybe it's not working out so far, and just be respectful about it and be polite about it, and just kind of say, hey, maybe, you know, we should find someone else, or maybe, you know, it's not working, and you know, we should go meet someone else. This brings me to the next tip, and this is a very, very, very important one. And this is what I'm saying. Please, please, please don't settle, right? This is the last thing that you should be thinking about. This is the last thing you should be doing. And to think about it, you know, this part is really close to my heart, because I've seen so many of my friends, and they still are, and I keep telling them, and people that end a relationship after many years because they chose to settle, right? And it happens when you have had a lot of past experiences and this person seems okay and it's better than all the rest that you had. And you know, I'm not saying that you have to have the chemistry and the sparks and all that kind of stuff, but you know, lasting with the person for a lifetime, right? You're lasting with them for everything, you know, growing a family together, you know, living together for 50, 60, 70 years, you know, and settling, if you want a happy ever after, or you want a loving, you know, connected relationship, settling is not going to get you there, right? Because settling, you're setting, like, this person just seems okay, you know, and it seems right at the time, and okay, you will do, right? That you will do part really destroys everything. Because yes, okay, you guys may last for 5 years, and yes, you might have kids together, and yes, you know, things are happening. How happy are you? Yeah, and yeah, you're just doing, you're going to work and you're busy and you're doing all of that, and that's fine. Yeah, but after, when your kids grow up and they move out, and you suddenly, I realize that a lot of people, especially the people that are settling, they divorce after 30 years, they divorce after 50 years, to realize there's nothing in common, to realize it has, the relationship hasn't been working. It was either for the children, either to pay off the mortgage, either whatever the reason was during that time, and realize at the end of it all, there was nothing in common, nothing that brought you guys together, was no connection, and you end up having a divorce or end up parting at that later age. And can you imagine having to wait to 50 years, 60 years to realize you're not going to be compatible, right? Isn't it better to realize now, after you dated for, like, you know, few months, or even to date a few weeks even, right? Or even years, right? Even if it's 2 or 3 years, to even make a conclusion, you know what, it may not be working. And if it's not, and believing if it doesn't match your list as well, maybe it's time. Just say, hey, there's always another person out there for you. Now, this leads me to the next tip. And this tip is about following your head and your heart, right? And I don't take this lightly. I'm actually really strong on this point, because you know, we can plan all we like, we could, you know, tell the world what we wanted, you can have your list, you can focus, you can do all of that. However, if your head's thinking, I want a billionaire, I want them to be loyal to me, I want to be the only woman, I want them to be young, I want them to, like, if that's your ideal, or however your ideal is, right? And then your heart feels like, no, actually, I just want someone to love me, to care for me, to be there for me, trust me, committed to me. If that's all you want, then look at what you got, like, right? In your heart, you want this, but in your head, you'd be like, no, but I need someone, you know, that has money or a career or anything to support me. So really sit down and really align your head and your heart together to really think, is what all my lists and how I connect with my heart, are they aligned, right? Are they a match, right? Or are they a mismatch? If it's a mismatch, then that's something that you would have to sit back, step away from everything, spend some time alone and just really think, what do I really want, right? Because I know having to find a relationship, to find one that matches for you can take a lot of time. However, by having your list, focusing, you know, connecting to your heart, and you know, aligning everything and just believing that you can find the right person, this person will come, right? And the more focused you are, and I'm not saying that you have to go out like every day to go look for a person. All I'm saying is be available, right? Clean out. It's like making room for a relationship, right? Like people are saying, oh, you know, I want a relationship. It's like a closet. You have so many clothes or different types of clothes. You don't even have room to buy more clothing, right? So it's like you got to clean out your closet, clean out your mind, and really allow space for someone to come in. So be available, right? Be available. Like, hey, if someone's asking you to go out for a drink and with from some friends, that's okay. Just go out, because you never know, you'll meet someone. You know, go out to the beach or go out to a restaurant. You never know, you might meet someone. You're not purposely going out to meet someone, but yet there's an opportunity that someone might start talking to the waiter, or you might meet someone there, whoever and however. Just make yourself available, right? So bringing all the tips that I mentioned before and putting it into something, you know what, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to get, this is where I'm going to focus, I'm going to connect to my heart. And I know these tips work because I used it personally for my own relationship, to find my husband, right? And I met my husband online on RSVP, and yes, I had a list of ideals that I had, and with my boyfriend, which is now husband, I didn't know things are going to turn out to be married and having children and now being 7 years together, right? You don't know that until you build that relationship, until you find that person and, you know, create that. And I'm telling you, what I have now is totally different to all those people that couldn't commit, the toxic relationships, people who cheated on me, people who, you know, just lied, like however relationship, it's the type of relationship is totally different. And I'm telling you now, when you meet a person and you follow that list and focus and connect to yourself, how true this list is to you and how you want a person to be, I'm going to tell you, you will find your partner. Yeah? And just stay connected and believe, because you know, that person is out there for you. So stay tuned with me, because next week I'm going to be talking about how to spice up your relationship, right? So spicing up your relationship, especially after a long relationship, or you know, something has happened in a relationship and just made you go downhill a little, then stay with me for that series, or stay tuned with me for that video, because hit on the subscribe button and hit on the notification button so you get notified of that new video. And of course, like this video and share with your friends if you feel like someone can benefit from it, or your friends and family, and can share with them so they can find the ideal partner as well. Yeah, and make a comment below, give me some feedback on what do you think are some of the other ways that you think that you could find a partner as well. So comment below. So stay tuned with me, because next week I'll be seeing you soon. So for now, bye for now.